We're with offensive coordinator Collin Klein after the Aggies' Wednesday practice. A&M getting ready for Florida on Saturday, but always start these by a little background on our coaches. And I think when you arrived at A&M, everybody was aware you were a Heisman finalist in 2012 as a player, and you went to New York City when Johnny Manziel here at A&M won it. So that story's been out there. Everybody knows it, but I wanted to ask you about that Heisman week experience. 99.9% of the world doesn't get to experience something like that. Is that something you'll always remember?
Oh, there's no doubt. And it's something like that is that's a team deal. I mean, you're not there unless you had an unbelievable season. And, you know, at Kansas State that year, we were picked 6th in the conference going into it, ended up winning the conference, getting to number 1 in the country. And, you know, we're a quarter of bad football away from playing for the national title. And so being able to represent my teammates, my school, my family was just an honor.
And then for you in this world, when did you know coaching was your calling? Did you know you want to do this for a long time, or did it kind of progress during your playing days?
Well, like most players, I thought I was going to play forever. So, you know, that didn't happen. So, you know, when I got caught up in Canada and played one summer in the Canadian League, kind of sat down with my wife and was like, hey, what are we going to do next? What's the next step for us? And kept coming back to football, kept coming back to that the most influential men in my life were my coaches over the years, and was so blessed to have some great ones. You know, and we said, hey, let's give this thing a try and take it a year at a time and see what happens. And I don't know, however many years later we are, here we are.
Well, it's treated you well, and you've come down here to Texas A&M. When you make the leap from Kansas State to A&M, one of the things that has to happen is you kind of got to gel with Mike Elco as far as taking this job and working with him to make A&M successful. What were some things that drew you to Mike Elco and you knew, hey, I can work with this guy as far as coming down here to College Station?
The first thing was two people that I know really well, knew him really well, and had worked with him for an extended period of time, and making sure that the character and integrity piece was there, because that for me is the most important thing. And so having the how he came recommended from people that I trusted, that he was one of, you know, the most honest people in the profession, man of incredibly high integrity, that gave me a lot of peace just from the first part, because we had all of about 3 days to get to know each other before we had to make decisions, right? And so that was the first piece for me. And then you know, just feeling out the fit and hearing how his view of a program, hearing how, you know, from top to bottom. I asked him, I think we talked for like 4 hours just about culture, just about how we're going to handle the players, and seeing if that vision is congruent. And we saw the game the same way. We saw how we develop people and develop men and develop players the same way. You know, and then, you know, his competitive edge excited me, you know, and said, hey, let's go do something that's never been done. And that kind of perked me up a little bit. I was like, you know, let's go do it. So it was kind of a combination of those factors.
You take it into this 2025 season. How do you like your offense right now? Humming along, you guys are 5-0, but what do you like about the offense? What's out there that still maybe needs some improvement?
Yeah, I think consistency is the biggest thing that we're striving for right now. I mean, when we're clicking, it's watch out, right? And then there's, you know, we'll go through a couple possessions where bad call here, bad decision here, you know, bad decision here, or a penalty here, or something that, you know, we just kind of kill ourselves on some drives that if we're able to sustain those, you know, I think that's the next step for us, is to be able to put that, not that, yeah, I want to score on every possession for sure, not that will happen every game, but that there's a little bit just more consistency from a rhythm standpoint through the entirety of the game.
Mario and KC, the addition to them in the receivers room, we've all enjoyed watching them. I'm guessing in your bird's eye view at Kyle Field, you kind of have those two receivers that have stepped in.
Yeah, well, it's no surprise, and someone even told me, I think even before the season, they're like, hey, you kind of sounded a little different talking about them, because I'm pretty, you know, low key in general. But I sounded different talking about them before the season, because I had already seen it, right? Like it was, I knew what was coming, and by how hard they practice. I mean, those two practice as hard as anybody we got on offense every single day, you know, and to have those two guys obviously have the talent and God-given ability that they have, along with that competitive nature, it's a winning combination.
And I'll close with Marcel because you've obviously got to be very close with him to run this offense. How has he progressed during the time you arrived at A&M to right now as we're near midseason in 2025?
Really proud of his preparation. I mean, he is really through the course of this offseason. I mean, we've spent countless hours, extra time, just trying to learn about the game, learn about fundamentals, learn about how we structure things, learn about why we try to build things, how we build them, of what we're trying to attack. And then even through the course of the season, like he's gotten into a really good weekly routine, week to week in that preparation cycle. And so really proud of the steps he's taken there. And he's just a great teammate. He's a great leader. He's a competitor. And all those things we really get along with because that's who we are.
We certainly appreciate you. Good luck against the Gators on Saturday.
Thank you. Thank you very much.